Your thoughts are on these topics. Yes. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are and what you think is going on in this life of ours. Definitely. It's interesting to hear what people are going to say and what is happening. So if you are weak, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Right. 1 second. So what are your thoughts on the Diddy case and the breach? We'll break it down further on, but being news, I thought today I'll focus only on these two. What are your thoughts on the Diddy case and the Baltimore breach? Going down, 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 down. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? So I'm going to play a few videos on the net that show, I think it's Big Diddy. Where's he gone again? I see my page? No. The Sean Combs. Oh, it's not showing, is it? I want to show you my page here, but it's not wanting to. No? Alright, let me go to web. Can you see? I'm going to try again and show my video. Don't know why it has completely said no. Ah, here we are. So I am on Twitter here. And this is a lawsuit. So under fair policy for YouTube. Under fair policy. I'm showing this under fair policy. So I hope to get no copyright or violations, but who knows nowadays, eh? I'm going to play the video and let me know what your thoughts are on this.
A producer's lawsuit accusing Diddy of being worse than Jeffrey Epstein. TMZ has footage of Diddy's LA house after the feds ripped it apart. Drawers on the floor, safes cracked into, documents rifled through, electronics seized. TMZ reporting that agents zeroed in on Diddy's hard drives. Tonight, Diddy's whereabouts still unknown. His alleged drug mule, a former Syracuse basketball player, was arrested at Miami Airport, and he's been accused of acquiring and distributing Diddy's drugs and guns. But how was this allowed to get so big and so bad? Diddy, one of the biggest names in the music business, 3 Grammys, a long list of Billboard hits, and side ventures, making him a billionaire. For 2 decades, Diddy was the Democrats' biggest black celebrity influencer. In 2004, Diddy spearheaded the Vote or Die movement at the DNC.
We're spreading a simple, urgent message. Vote or die. Yes, it's that serious. They used to joke around about us, say we were disenfranchised, we were too lazy to vote. On November 3rd, they won't be laughing no more. The youth of America will have the last laugh.
And Black America listened.
People said vote or die. People voted because Puffy said vote or die.
Vote or die.
You know, if he affected me, then he must have affected millions of us young black people.
I voted for Kerry.
Obviously, I voted for Kerry, so
I voted for
I voted for John Kerry.
I think
I voted for John Kerry because simply, you know what I'm saying?
Back then, Diddy was slobbering all over Hillary.
You're one of the few politicians that young people relate to. And we wanted to just hear the message on why you feel it's important for them to vote this year.
I really think that this year more than any other, young people have their entire futures at stake. And I believe your slogan, vote or die, is accurate.
Diddy says young people relate to Hillary? How much did that cost? Here he is with Barack.
When you want to be the president of the United States, you call your man, call MTV.
So what are your thoughts so far? You say Hillary is a person of young people. Sometimes you think, it is true. How much did he get paid for that? Some of those ideas and ideologies, like really. So there is something obviously going on, but you can tell. I don't think he's a politician, to be honest. The way he's speaking, I don't think he's really into politics. But obviously, you know, you gotta play the game well, don't you? So, begs to say, who paid him that much money to go, isn't it? Who paid him money to get there and tell him that? It's a good story, but yeah, let me carry on and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.
Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Dad for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this.
And I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool. And I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool.
We were a t-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
In 2008, Diddy went from vote or die to Obama or die.
My name is Barack Obama. No, my name is not Barack Obama. My name is Barack Obama. It's very important that you do not believe the polls. The polls are trying to say that my brother from another mother, Barack Obama, is up leading in the polls by 10 points. Don't believe that, brother. See, this is where we mess up. We start believing in the hype and we get too comfortable. Be ready to stand in lines. Let's keep the heat on. Let's bring it home.
And then in 2020, Diddy went on a media tour for Biden.
White men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote. When you look at it, we don't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Biden. I can't say I love the pick either, but hey, we got to get him in office, and then we got to hold him accountable.
Democrats use Diddy's charisma,
What are your thoughts so far? Yes. So what do you think so far of Diddy, and do you think, according to the video, do you think it's legit? Do you think something's going on? What was he up to? I would like to know, because of course, definitely, I think, well, just the way he speaks, you know, he's not a politician, just from his words. That is definitely not a politician who is speaking, isn't it? That is definitely a rapper or musician who is being told to say something. In my opinion, is just reading a script, but it's not coming from the heart, from my opinion. So definitely, I think different when he said, "Oh, that's what I'm doing now." But you know, so as you can see, they're comparing what he did before, what he's doing now, and it's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting to me. It's interesting to hear what he's saying. So all this is on Twitter, by the way. I'm on Twitter, so if you know, log on. You can go on YouTube, go on Twitter. It's all there. But yeah, so what are your thoughts so far on Diddy and what is going on over there? What are your thoughts so far? Let me know. Yeah, is he okay, or is he? You know, was he being paid? Do you think it's something, nothing else going on? Yeah, do you think so? Let me know. What are your thoughts below, and I would like to hear your opinion on this. It's interesting to hear what is going on. But yeah. So did you hear about his raids? He's being raided at his house. 2 houses have been raided so far. And there are many celebrities coming out talking about him. Hey, many celebs were on about it. From last year, I could hear with Jamie Foxx. Now I heard about Cuba Gooding Jr. as well. Then Jay-Z was on there. So like, oh, there's actually a lot going on here. So there's more that we heard, but we didn't assume. But now, because it's being raided, somebody's saying that means they have legit evidence. Or is it that they're trying to distract you from something else? What are your thoughts? Is it distraction? Is it something? Is it distracting you from the Baltimore bridge, which I'm going to talk on the show as well? What are your thoughts? I'd like to know. What are your thoughts? Definitely. What do you think is happening? What do you think, son? I'm going to go back to the video again and carry on. So let me know what your thoughts are on this video. And do you think it's real? Do you think, you know, is something off? But yeah, let me play the video again, and then let's carry on, shall we?
Power and street cred in the black community every single election. For Diddy, this was a business opportunity. He was blessed by the professional class and commercialized. He was in the back pocket of the powerful, and that made him powerful with a free pass. He was so loved that New York City Mayor Eric Adams handed him the key to the city.
Hey, yo, New York! New York, we did it! Harlem, we did it, motherfucker, we did it! The Bronx, we did it! Let's go! The key to the city! Yeah, I'm coming to the garden with you. And then I'm gonna be in Brooklyn this Sunday. I'm not playing with you, New York. I'm gonna give you this love. It's a love rampage.
Diddy didn't just have the key to the city, he had the key to the country. He endorsed the Democrats, politicked for them, and got souls to the polls, as they say. But there was more to it than that. He was a political enforcer.
I was banished. I was exiled. I was canceled multiple times. All of the usual suspects, the Hammers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people are in a position, and for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on them. What we gonna do with that? Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the T-shirt. Tell him, like, right now the agenda is this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do.
Diddy knows the celebrity agenda for voting, especially for black celebrities. It's Democrat. And if you get out of line, you get a call from Diddy. What did he get in exchange for all of this political influence? According to the bombshell lawsuit filed by his former producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, Diddy was allowed to wreak havoc. The legal complaint alleges Diddy bragged about getting away with shooting people, and that his head of security had the power to make problems and people disappear. Diddy was never charged for the nightclub shooting involving his ex-girlfriend J-Lo. His prodigy Shine took the fall. There was also a shooting inside one of his studios. Again, no charges. The complaint says Diddy's head of security paid off law enforcement. The lawsuit claims Diddy had an affiliation with local gangs and gang leaders who would frequent his homes. Lil Rod alleges he witnessed Diddy distributing guns from his bedroom closet in Miami and LA to questionable individuals dressed in all black. Last night, we described the allegations surrounding freak-off parties at his homes, where sex workers and underage girls were given laced drinks. These parties were attended by celebrities, politicians, athletes, and music label executives. His former producer claims every room in Diddy's homes wired with hidden cameras. And these parties were sponsored by Universal Music, Motown Records. The complaint says there was blackmail, piles of narcotics, and grooming of young and aspiring talent.
What are your thoughts so far? There's blackmail, parties, underage girls and boys, people coming over. I think you said local mafia or gangsters, men dressed in black, and his parties were sponsored by Universal Music. So I think it's a. What do you think? Not much what I think, but what are your thoughts on that so far? Do you think he's alone? Do you think it's a big story behind it? But there's a lot behind this. I've been hearing a lot for last year, but this year it's come out. But the question is, why him? Why not the others who are involved? Let's carry on.
This lifestyle's been simmering under the surface for years.
I call him and say, I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern.
Yeah.
And I have never talked about this publicly. And he said yes. And they were flying around, one of the interns, Atlanta, Miami, whatever, on the jet, in the house, whatever. And then the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it. Why did it end? It wouldn't say. And years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And they said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. And the internship ended.
Now, Diddy's found guilty. He's a combination of Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Remember, both of those men also moved at the highest levels of the Democratic Party. How prevalent is sexual blackmail in American industry and Democrat politics? It's more than we think. And the powerful not only tolerate it, they participate in it. Because it makes some of them more rich and more powerful if they play the game, whether they have a choice or not. Tonight, the New York Post is reporting that alleged victims of Diddy have been talking a lot. And we're hearing a lot of people in Diddy's orbit, names you know, are very worried. Derek Parker is a former member of the NYPD's rap intel unit, and he joins me now. You had dealings with Diddy back in the day. What was that like?
Well, I dealt with him when he had problems with assaults, and he had the shooting at Club New York back in those days. So I was probably the detective that was assigned to go out and investigate what happened at those particular locations with Steve Stout with MTV and with the shooting at the New Yorker Club.
Now, the word is that he had his girlfriend at the time, J-Lo, smuggled a gun inside the club. He never caught any charges for it, but his boy went down. Now you see him at the top. I mean, billionaire, all the hits. He's mentoring everybody in the business. But there's some sinister things happening under the surface, according to this lawsuit. Did you see that coming?
Yes. When I saw the payoff with Cassie, and I saw that come out and how that was quickly taken care of, I knew things were going to come after this. I knew that there were going to be other people that were going to follow in line, or people that he had past relationships with, that were going to probably come forward and bring up allegations of his conduct and things that he's done.
When you hear about the sex trafficking, the hidden cameras in every room, the narcotics, paying off law enforcement, the affiliation with gangs, how do you interpret that?
Well, that's an allegation that someone else made about what happened.
Right.
The guns and the narcotics and things like that, these things happen in this business. It's out there in the hip-hop world. I mean, I've come along a lot of cases where I've had rappers involved with drugs and guns and things like that, so I'm not surprised by that. But the government took a big step in waiting on this to come out and do this. They had this planned. Believe it or not, this is planned. I think even tonight, Diddy's girlfriend, Young Mommy, was caught distributing drugs, so she's been labeled as indicated in the federal report as supplying drugs, and the accountant paying people off. So this is only the start of this investigation. You search warrant, now this comes out. Now there's going to be other things that's going to come out.
Why do you think the feds waited this long? Because this has been going on, according to these complaints, for a long time. What triggered this? Did he cross someone?
Yes. What happens is that the feds have developed cooperators, people that were affected by him or had some ties with him where they had some criminal activity, and they came forward and they gave information. So the feds wanted to go in and they wanted to gather everything they could so they can present a tight case, and that's what they're doing right now.
There's going to be a tight case, we're hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's why who gave him up? That's the question. Who did he cross? Who did he make angry? I think that's why he was given up, because he crossed somebody, because there are many people. It can't be one man behind all this, isn't it? So I think he definitely crossed somebody, and then they weren't happy about it, so they said, you know what, let's take him out, let's go out. But there's a lot more videos talking about him online, but yeah, it's interesting to see what people are actually thinking, what they are saying. But yeah, my question is, who did he cross? And yeah, so I'm going to show you a video of him, and Justin Bieber.
He's in, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his
Apparently
boy.
he came for his camp.
Justin, he's in, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we're gonna go full, buck full crazy.
Going crazy.
Justin, he's in. You ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's out.
So that's a quick video of him. Somebody was showing it on Twitter with him and Justin Bieber. I want guys to come to his camps. But there's a lot more which we won't go through now, but we'll go through another time. Definitely, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. How about this one?
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. And never have sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors. Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I just say I'm sold. My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole.
Now that was just a little clip of well, so I apologize for the language, but I was talking about some of the clips people were posting about what's happening behind the closed doors. Definitely something to look up to. But yeah, there's plenty more videos. I'll play them next time. But yeah, that's about the news.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Come in. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like this, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother. Yeah, we want to thank you. Come in. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to.
There's a lot more. I'm on Twitter here, so you can check them out and see for yourself.
Africa, most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, Clyde Davis.
Rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clyde Davis in 1994.
He got a boss too. His boss name is Clyde Davis. Clyde run him. Diddy don't run himself.
Because he's Africa, most likely because he was victimized by his mentor.
So there's all more you can see. I want to watch Ice Cube. What's Ice Cube say about this? Come on, Ice Cube.
The same people who own the labels own the prisons. Literally the same people? Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Some records are made by committee, meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. You have, the record company pushing the narrative. Some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full.
John Holmeston, a retired CIA agent, has admitted on national Russian television that the CIA was behind the creation of the 1980s hip-hop scene and financed major hip-hop acts including NWA, Africa Boombada, and Grandmaster Flash in the Furious Five. The government at the time spent quote, big money, serious money, on this covert operation destined to further division and corrupt the American youth to nihilist, anti-establishment, and anti-American ideologies, he explained in a half-hour interview broadcast on national television. Famous hip-hop songs of the legendary hip-hop outfit NWA were even scripted by a team of psychologists and war propagandists of the CIA. F the police, and when I'm called off, I got a sawed off, squeeze the trigger, and bodies are hauled off, and other nihilist and anti-establishment lyrics were intended to unleash a wave of cynicism towards authorities, promote the use of heavy drugs, and entice the youth with revolutionary counter-establishment ideas. The retired CIA agent claims the social engineering maneuver was extremely successful. Quote, we understood at the time that music was a powerful means of propaganda to reach the youth, explained the 77-year-old man. Our mission was to use teenage angst to our advantage and turn Generation X into a decadent, pro-drug, and anti-establishment culture that would create uprisings and further division within society. We even infiltrated mainstream radio to promote their music and reach millions of people every day, he admitted, visibly proud of the accomplishment. For many of us in the CIA, infiltrating the 1980s hip-hop scene was one of the CIA's most successful experiments of propaganda to date, he acknowledged during the interview. The retired CIA agent, who was granted a Russian residence permit in 2011, also claimed Lior Cohen, commonly known as the tall Israeli who runs hip-hop, is a CIA asset. When it comes to engineering culture, no one touches Lior Cohen, Homestead admitted. He ended up promoting rappers such as Jay-Z and Kanye West, and more recently brought Migos and Young Thug to prominence. Some experts openly admit hip-hop nihilism, which was expressed in the use of harder, more self-destructive drugs like heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine, pushed United States President Richard Nixon into the war on drugs, a campaign of prohibition of drugs and foreign military intervention, with the stated aim being to define and reduce the illegal drug trade within America and around the world. Quote, the chaos we cause in America helped the government justify overseas wars of plunder to middle America. The country wouldn't be where it is today without hip-hop.
Same people who on the list.
Well, definitely that's about Diddy, and there's much more, but there's a lot. So we'll do part 2 next time, where we focus just on Diddy and watch the videos. But now, over to the bridge. Did you hear about the bridge and how it fell down? So a short clip here on NBC News talking about the bridge and how. What are your thoughts on this?
Once you get here, I'll do is ask the workers on the key bridge and then stop you out of it.
C-13 dispatch, the whole bridge just fell down. Start is word to everybody. The whole bridge just collapsed.
That is chilling. NBC News correspondent George Solis is on the ground in Baltimore. He joins me now. George, what's the latest on the search for those 6 missing people?
That's a short clip on the Baltimore Bridge for those who are not familiar with it. So I went back to the
trauma to carry out my first.
The Baltimore Bridge. So, have you heard about it? Is this your first time? So, if you haven't, let's find out more. I'm gonna go into it again, but let me play the video on YouTube so then you can let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ryan. It is still ongoing, as you heard from that interview with one of the FBI officials, with Tom Yamas there. They can't go into the water right now. Fortunately, the rain has let up somewhat, but still, these conditions are just too dangerous for them to get in there and really start looking for those bodies. They have mentioned there are points of interest, but this is murky water. It is also very cold. It has been cold out here for these last
24 hours now. And so the hope is that they will be able to go down there very soon. But obviously for the families, the heartbreak is just waiting on any kind of closure on whether or not their loved ones are going to be found. Still, though, we have seen those boats in the water, not helicopters today, again, because of that rain, but that was the scene yesterday when we saw those helicopters doing that search, hoping, everyone was hoping, of course, that there would be some positive news in this, but as this mission has now turned to recovery, it is now just a waiting game to see how soon those divers can get into that water for any indication of where these bodies might be.
And George, you did speak with the family of one of those 6. What did the family tell you?
Yeah, so I just moments ago wrapped up an interview with...
So there, I'm gonna post more there. I'm gonna look for the media here. Back to Twitter again.
Listen, I know, and we all know, and you know very well, that black men and young black men in particular have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men.
Alright, that's not it, is it? That's not what I was looking for. Here we are. So this is a video of it happening before. Now let me know, honestly, do you think it was a mistake that the lights went off? Look at that, the whole thing collapsed. How could the whole ship miss? In between the pillars, it could go straight through there, point out. But somehow it missed. Look at that, all going down. What are your thoughts on that? You know? There's one showing it from afar before it happened, before it hit it. See there, I can see the lights are on. Then suddenly the lights go off. Then it's turning to, you can see it's coming off course. Then I think it's sped up, right? This is, yeah, sped up. You can see lights are still on. Some lights are actually still on there. The front lights are still working. But then it just goes for this. Look, it's turning. Look how it turns. Look at that. What are your thoughts on that? Then boosh. Right into the pillar. So it was far away and they don't go that quick. So the video must have been forwarded a bit, but look at that, lights are still on there. Then it hits there. Then the whole bridge collapses. Imagine that.
I really want to emphasize, Steve, strongly, we are in an undeclared war right now. And these are not my words. I'm not making this up. This is coming from people who really know and who ordinarily would never ever talk to me. But we've reached a point in this city. I think, you know, if you look at the quote of one of the intelligence analysts that I spoke to, right? I'm just going to read it to you very, very briefly, okay? It's not long, and it really sums it up. He said, they have figured out how to bring us down. As long as you stay away from the teeth of the U.S. military, you can pick the U.S. apart. We are arrogant and ignorant, a lethal combination. Obama said they would fundamentally change America, and they did. We are in a free-fall ride on a roller coaster right now. No brakes, just picking up speed. And I would urge people, watch very carefully. A lethal combination. We are arrogant and ignorant. A lethal combination. Obama said they would fundamentally change America, and they did. We are in a free-fall ride on a roller coaster right now. No brakes, just picking up speed. And I would urge people, watch very carefully the people that tell you that this attack doesn't matter. Stop following them on Twitter. Discount everything they say because they're either totally ignorant and useless or they are a plant. And there's a lot of anons out there, right? And I follow a lot of anons. And I appreciate and respect the work that they're doing. But we're in a moment of truth now. We have very, very little time. When you start to shut down, you know, hazardous materials and the shipment of fuel, you know what that means. it means everything goes up. It means food goes down. You know, the access to food and critical infrastructure, that means that goes down, prices go up. This is catastrophic for the American people, and it's catastrophic for this country. But it is a financial and economic attack. If you're not going to see tanks rolling down the street, stop looking at the type of, conventional war and saying to yourself, well, if I don't see this, then it means we're okay. If people need to understand what they're looking at, and for those people who say, well, the FBI, isn't it interesting? Christopher Wray just put this big counterterrorism guy, he put him in charge of the FBI office of Baltimore just yesterday, and this is the guy that's out in front of the cameras already. Well, isn't that amazing, right? Do you believe in coincidences? I don't. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. None of this happens by chance. This
I think so too. I
by
agree.
design. And the problem that we have is that people in power in this country are complicit in the breakdown of American infrastructure and America's defenses. And Steve...
Ooh, that's quite tough, isn't it? Apparently, the feds reveal cargo.
Information from the Dali's voyage data recorder, or what we call a VDR, was successfully recovered on the morning of the accident by the U.S. Coast Guard. It was provided to the NTSB upon our arrival. Approximately 6 hours of VDR data was provided to the NTSB. The recording included the time period from midnight to 6 a.m. By regulation, the VDR is required to record 30 days of history, and the NTSB is continuing to obtain more data. The times expressed below, as recorded by the VDR and converted to local Eastern Daylight Time. All information is preliminary and subject to final validation. The VDR data is comprised of audio from the ship's bridge, as well as recordings from the ship's VHF or very high frequency radios. The quality of that audio varies widely because of the high levels of background noise and alarms. Additional analysis will be performed at the NTSB's lab to filter out the audio and improve its quality. Additionally, the VDR recorded limited sensor data. An example of that data recorded includes the ship's speed, engine RPM, ship's heading, and rudder angle, as well as some alarm information. NTSB engineers are working to identify and validate all of that data. The VDR recorded the ship's departure from Seagirt Marine Terminal at approximately 12:39. It recorded the ship's transit outbound in the Fort McHenry Channel and the striking of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. By 1:07, the ship had entered the channel, and by 1:24, the ship was underway on a true heading of approximately 141 in the Fort McHenry Channel at a speed of overground of approximately 8 knots, or 9.2 miles per hour. At 01:24 and 59 seconds, numerous audible alarms were recorded on the ship's bridge audio. About the same time, VDR sensor data ceased recording. However, the VDR audio continued to record using the redundant power source. At around 01:26 and 2 seconds, the VDR resumed recording sensor data, and during this time there were steering commands and rudder orders recorded on the audio. At around 01:26 and 39 seconds, the ship's pilot made a general VHF radio call for tugs in the vicinity to assist. About this time, the Pilot Association dispatcher phoned the MDTA duty officer regarding the blackout. Around 01:27 and 4 seconds, the pilot ordered the Dali to drop the port anchor and ordered additional steering commands. Around 1:27 and 25 seconds, the pilot issued a radio call over the VHF radio, reporting that the Dali had lost all power and was approaching the bridge. Around this time, MDTA data shows the following also occurred. Their duty officer radioed 2 of their units that were already on scene due to construction on the bridge, 1 on each side of the bridge, and ordered them to close traffic on the bridge. All lanes were then shut down by MDTA.
Around 0129, the ship's speed over ground was recorded at just under 7 knots, or 8 miles per hour. From this moment until approximately 1:29 and 33 seconds, the VDR audio recorded sounds consistent with the collision of the bridge. Additionally, around this time, MDTA dash cameras show the bridge lights extinguishing. Additional analysis of the VDR audio in comparison with other time sources will be needed to determine the exact time of contact between the dolly and the bridge. At 1:29 and 39 seconds, the pilot reported the bridge down over the VHF radio to the Coast Guard. The NTSB will later convene a group of technical experts to review the entire VDR recording and develop a detailed transcript of the dialogue and the event alarms as recorded.
A few areas that I just want to clarify. The data that we received from the Coast Guard, which was they were able to obtain on the bridge by downloading the information from the VDR from midnight to 6 a.m. That's a standard time frame. They provide that immediately, so we can see that time frame around when the accident or incident occurred. Knowing that we can go back and get the rest, that there should be 30 days there. So this is the immediate info.
Well, yeah, that's it. Let me play one more for... You can see a lot more over here. A lot more on Twitter. You can find them here. You've seen it 4 times speed, haven't you? Also asking, I'll play it one more time. At 4 times the speed. Yes, so it's 4 times the speed, right? So you can definitely be at that speed. So let's go off here, still going straight, but you can see here it's turning right here. You can see it coming off course right here, because you see the back is going the other side. This way is coming towards us. So we're going this way. I see it's turning right over here, and it's coming towards us. Smoke's not coming off the screen. Oh, there's smoke over here. Definitely, you see that. Someone was saying it was a cyber attack. Now it says lose power. Second time at 1:26 a.m. Ship appears to regain power. As I thought so as well. Look, come on again. The eyes seem to come on again. And then strikes the bridge 1 minute and 34 seconds later at 1:28. It strikes the bridge when move. In the flash, everything goes down. And the whole thing is gone. Can you imagine? The whole thing is gone.
They also were able to obtain the cargo manifest. Now, the cargo manifest, we did bring in one of NTSB's senior hazmat investigators today to begin to look at the cargo and the cargo manifest. He was able to identify 56 containers of hazardous materials. That's 764 tons of hazardous materials.
764 tons.
Mostly corrosives, flammables, and some miscellaneous hazardous materials, class 9 hazardous materials, which would include lithium-ion batteries. Some of the hazmat containers were breached. We have seen sheen on the waterway. The federal, state, and local authorities are aware of that, and they will be in charge of addressing those issues. But the NTSB, as part of our safety investigation, documents that type of release, documents the damage, and documents the type of materials involved as part of our investigation.
So there you are. There's a lot more that you can see on there. But what are your thoughts? Let me know. It's good to know about the news, and yeah, definitely not. We're gonna do another part just specifically for the one bit. I want to follow the Diddy part because I'm interested in that. It's been a long time. But also the bridge. And I heard someone saying there are a few more, which I'm not too sure, but someone else was saying that. I had it somewhere. Don't quote me, but definitely. It's good to hear what's happening, and it's interesting. I find it's intriguing. It's interesting. Why pick him? Why now? At the same time as well, then we had a concert last weekend, now the bridge this weekend, then Diddy this weekend. It's like they're piling up every weekend. It's like a new show it's like a show. So what's the agenda? What's happening over there? But it looks like they are speeding it up. So definitely think about it and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you think that somebody else, or it's an agenda, or it's just this happening here. That is it from me. So thank you for tuning in, and we shall see you again another time for Lunchtime News. Thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.